I ask my clients and my listeners, just like you, to be very transparent with me. I believe in transparency, not always fun when you hear certain news, but it really allows for a better life and just all around more cohesive planning, should I say. So here's my point. This episode was prompted by a listener who sent me a very nice email, and they said, Ari, I'm really stressed out because some of your videos show people with $3 million who you say are not in a position to retire. I have about $2 million, so I don't know if I'm in a position to retire early. Now, what that person may not have seen is the whole video where I talk about how much the person with $3 million wants to spend. In the same way, I have clients with $500,000 that are retiring, living their dream life. So do not, let me say it again, do not have the head trash of my neighbor retired, so they have 5 million. I have less than that. I can't retire. And don't also have the head trash of just, hey, I saw an article say you need $1 million to retire, but now it's 5 and now it's 10 and oh my gosh. You don't need a certain dollar amount to retire. You need to make sure you can afford the lifestyle you want. And sometimes it's all coming from your portfolio. Sometimes it's a portion of pension or social security or rental income or inheritance. There's a lot of different ways to create a successful retirement. And I'm going to give you some insight as to a mistake a lot of people make, and it's completely unnecessary. You might be able to retire right now, and you might just not know it. I'm going to show you an example, and this should be able to give you confidence. This is a real case study that we're going to go through right now so you get to see some real insight and connect this to your potential strategy. I hope this is helpful. If you don't already know, my name is Ari Taubleib. I'm a certified financial planner. I'm the host of the Early Retirement Podcast, and I'm the vice president at Root. Now, if you want to play around with the same software I'm going to show you today, you can go ahead and look in the description of this video and check it out. Let me be crystal clear, and please see this disclosure ahead of this video. This is for informational and educational purposes only. This should not be construed as financial advice. Even when you go through the Early Retirement Academy, there's no one-on-one guidance, so you don't have me telling you what to do. They are pre-recorded videos and software that you get to use as a guide. There's over 1,000 members in this academy because people have found it helpful. That is my goal, is whether you have 10 million or 2 million, go find out what you're on track for and run your own scenarios. Now, let me paint the picture of the person we're going to talk about today, and hopefully this gives you a ton of confidence because you might be able to retire right now and you might not know it. So this person you can see is 54 years old. They are single. I have lots of different case studies, but this person has $1 million in the value of their home and no mortgage, and then $1.6 million in their investments. Some of you are going, well, that's not realistic. I do have a mortgage, but maybe I have more money, or I have less money, but I will in the future. This person's older than me. Guys, I have case studies for people that have $500,000 and have case studies for people that have $20 million. It doesn't matter where you're reaching out from, we can help. And so my point here that I want to show you is here's someone with $1.6 million wondering when they can retire. Are they in a good spot? And you know what a big variable here is, how long do they want to work? Well, they're 54 and they told me they wanted to work until 56 and they want to spend $5,000 a month. Now, reminder, they don't have a mortgage anymore. They paid it off. They took a big chunk of money. They didn't think it was the most intelligent financial strategy, but they just knew they'd sleep better not having a mortgage and they prefer not having debt. So they just did it and they felt better about it. And they're like, we don't care if this is the smartest thing to do or not. We're going to do it. Now, you can see they are worried about long-term care. And so they want to have a significant amount planned for that for health purposes because they saw their parents go through not having a long-term care strategy and they don't want that to be them. Healthy income today, bringing in $210,000. And he's only saving to his pre-tax 401k, nothing to a Roth and nothing to a brokerage account. So guys, here's what I want you to focus on. This says probability of success 55%. I want to make sure you understand your number. So if you guys are at the same time as watching this video, some of you do, you'll run the projections or play around with the tool while I'm showing you this video. So at the same time, you can see what you're on track for and how to think about it. This is a very interesting thing, and I want to show you why it's so interesting. So I want to highlight on LinkedIn this one advisor who made a really good comment here. Now, Marcel, I don't know you, and I doubt you know me, but I saw you post this. It came up quickly on my feed, and I often use this with clients because I think you explained it really well. So if you end up seeing this later, Marcel, at some point, kudos to you. Now, this person says, my clients with 100% probability of reaching all their goals are usually miserable. They're generally just working hard and saving diligently, but not much else. And he says, most of my clients, they're thinking, isn't 100% good? I thought that's what we were supposed to do. And he says it means sacrificing too much today for an unknown tomorrow. These are clients living like college students, no vacations, no splurges, just work and save, all for a future that who knows if it will come. So he's saying, trying to project your life 20 years out, it's not possible. So what he likes to do is he created a system and he targets a 60 to 70% probability of financial success. Now, I have no idea if Marcel likes working with people that retire early, who need even more income, because are we planning on 20 years of income or 30 or 40? The last thing I want is someone to retire at 50 and live till 100 and go, oh, the first 30 years was just awesome, but now I'm eating top ramen. Don't let that be you. So because I want to put a little bit more buffer, but it's something to consider, because a lot of you are going, oh my gosh, my number right now says 55%. I don't know if I can retire. Don't think about it in that way. So here's what I want to show you. This is what this particular individual is on track for. Now, there's a lot of assumptions in here. Are their investments getting moderate growth? Is it real growth? Is it conservative? Is it a balanced approach? Are they paying an advisor? What's their, social security strategy? There's so much to get into this. It becomes a lot really quickly. I just want to keep it simple for this argument's sake, which is here we are. If we're 53, 54, retiring at 56, you can see this is someone that, is on track for 2.1 million at the end. The blue is what their base plan stands for, and the green is saying what's their current plan stand for. I know it looks different there, but I just kind of was playing around with their plan. So the blue is them going, we want to spend meaning just him, $5,000 a month. He wants to spend $5,000 a month for the rest of his life. Well, is he going to spend $5,000 a month every single month for the rest of his life? Maybe, but more often than not, that's a dynamic strategy, meaning he's going to spend more at the beginning and then a little bit less later, and it's going to be shifting. So if we turn on how most people tend to spend in retirement, well, that changes things. It's about $800,000 more dollars. Now, can he rely on that? No, because maybe he's not the average retiree. But the reason I want to show someone this is if this person wants to pass away with $2.8 million, great. Like you can see, this is what his plan is currently assuming, but it's assuming he's getting growth throughout retirement. What if it's more of a moderate approach and he can see the impact of that and he'll go, wow, that's about 1 million fewer dollars. I'm still on track, but my point here is there's a lot of things you can adjust here, but what I want this person to understand is what's important to him, because he told me $5,000 a month. Does that include travel? Long-term care, we're putting it for 10 years at $116,000 a year because he's really worried. What if it turns out it's just 5 years at that? Well, that changes things. Now all of a sudden he's at $3.2 million, and that's with moderate growth throughout retirement. What if he wants to do a home remodel for $50,000? What if it turns out he wants to spend $6,000 a month in retirement, not $5,000 a month? Well, he gets to go play around with these trade-offs and see, okay, he's still on track for $1.4 million. Just focus on the green here. Ignore this. Well, that's powerful. So for you and your strategy, I want you to dream big, and I don't want someone to ever retire and go, oh, I'm barely getting by. I mean, yes, technically I'm not working anymore, but I'm just kind of living off peanuts, not living my ideal life. Don't do that. But I also don't want you to think, hey, I saw some stuff that says you need 3, 4, 5 million to retire. I don't have that. So am I screwed? You're not screwed. Let me just be the one to say that. You are not screwed. You're not screwed because that person might want to spend $12,000 a month. What if this person wanted to spend $12,000 a month in retirement? Guess what, guys? This person, let's just see, you can see the software is freaking out. They're going to run out of money at 70, okay? So $12,000 a month every month on top of remodels and long-term care, that's not sustainable. But some of you will say $4,000 a month, that's more than enough. If my mortgage was paid off, I don't even know what the heck I would do with $4,000 a month. Well, great. There's might be $3.5 million left over. I want to give you guys some insight. So lots of you guys are commenting on these videos, which I love. That's how I get to make content for you. And look at what this person said here. This came from D. Sanger34, who says, if I had my house paid off and cars, trips and healthcare, I have that separate, I have no idea what I'd spend $6,000 a month on. Now that was on a video I left recently. So the point here is some of you guys have a mortgage, but that'll go away. Some of you plan on paying it off before you retire. Some of you don't. All of these trade-offs, all of these are things you should be running on your own right now to find out what you're on track for. So I hope that you have confidence now knowing that Monte Carlo number, that probability of success. Look, I didn't even say it correctly. Probability. Speaking of that, probability, 5 syllables. I don't know if any of you guys have played the game Poetry for Neanderthals, but I just played it with my family at a recent Big Bear Lake trip, and it was a lot of fun. So shout out to Poetry for Neanderthals. If you need a new board game, go check it out. You're only allowed to speak in 1 syllables. So some of you are mad at me right now. You're like, you're not even talking about the software anymore. What happened to the strategy? Guys, I try to keep it loose, try to keep it fun. I want to make these videos engaging, but I want you to get to know me a little bit as well along the way. So I try to make these little stories sometimes. And the fun part about this game is you can only talk in 1 syllable. So if, for example, the game was to describe, let's assume I have a card and the card says water bottle. I need my partner to somehow guess that, but I can only speak in 1 syllables. So I'd be like, drink, not, I was going to say fruit, but no, that's good. Not fruit. Can't say liquid. So you get my point. It becomes really fun. That was a bad example. Okay. So you guys can make fun of me. I'm okay with that. But I'm going to think of a better one because it's just really funny. We did one, I think it was car. Oh, it was like not dog, but help you move fast. And everyone's guessing, hilarious answers. And it's like not dog. Not dog doesn't make you think car. You're thinking not dog, cat. Help you move fast, can sit on and go to fun new place. Well, you can't sit on a cat. So we were all dying because we kept saying cat. You get my point here. And I get no commission on this board game, okay? So just so you guys know. What I really wanted you guys to know from this video, not just the board game, is this software can be very helpful, but it's not the end all be all. For some people, they go, it's great. It's a temperature check. I'm on track, but it doesn't exactly tell you what you should do and when you should save money. And that's why people like me exist as an advisor. I love helping people understand when are they really in a spot to make a retirement happen. And I love getting to do this. So guys, please let me know in the comments if this was helpful. If you're looking for different types of content, what really resonates with you. I love getting to do this. I'll see you guys next time.